Season 5 of the Low Budgets, and we have made it to the finale, the final night of destruction for this season. And the reason we're doing this the way that we are is because, Tommy, this is also the last night of destruction for the management running this track. After this one, we will have new people in place running the racetrack. I don't know how much is going to look different from the end that we're coming from. Yeah. So all that should look pretty good, but also a very exciting time for the track.
Yeah, definitely a new, an up, and like a kickstart, if you will, to a brand new season, brand new management. You know, all of us competitors are excited to see what this new management can do.
Yeah.
We're also very happy that the prior management, the management literally running this final event, you know, I told them this earlier, and we give them props for this. They've turned this night of destruction into what it is today. Packed house in the grandstands, packed pit area in the back area.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey, maybe we complain every now and then. We complain meaning like, damn, we don't have time to do 3 nights of destruction, let alone 7. But in reality, it's not about what we have. It's about what the crowd wants. And they've made it a crazy, successful and fun event that all the fans love coming to. And with that, this Demolition Derby, talk about crazy, successful, and always fun. We don't even know what the hell we're driving.
Right, so we showed up today literally having no clue what we were going to be driving.
So, and to back it up, last night we were told we don't have any fresh cars for you to run.
Yeah.
But you're going to be in the Demolition Derby. You just have to wait for your cars to arrive.
We don't know what. So here's the whole build up to the point where we start getting on track. We had figured out what cars we were probably going to drive. We knew that there was a car that you've seen plenty of times on these videos, a 05 machine. Mm-hmm. That car swung by and said, "Hey, we're gonna drop it off after the Enduro." Cool. So we know we got one. Then a car from one of our competitors, a driver that I've tried to drive through his door before, Fang drops off a car, says, "Shayla, here's your car."
Fang actually, before the event even started, he goes, "I'm probably giving you this car to destroy because it's not going to last me much longer."
Yeah.
And he parked right after the Enduro race.
Right after. So we had 2 cars pull up.
Yeah.
Bang, we're up to 2. Then
now I'm just waiting on my car.
Now we knew there was a 3rd car, and it was a car that's kind of had, I want to call it the Big Mike paint scheme, the classic Irwindale type paint job, the number 17 machine. Now, problem arises with this car. You saw when I got parked in the skid plate race, there was another car that was in my shot on my onboard camera looking at another car that didn't finish that skid plate race. And that's because that was supposed to be your Demolition Derby car, blew a transmission during the skid plate race.
One event before I needed it.
Suddenly, we have an issue. Now, there were a couple other cars that we were thinking about running, but once we had our 3 lined up, we're like, we're good.
Well, at one point, at that point, you have to be committed.
At that point, we had committed.
Yeah.
And Tommy, we roll in the pits and start going, all right, what should we do? And I think Shayla's the one who made the call.
Yeah, Shayla goes, you know what? I've been working earlier today. I didn't come out and help you guys the night before. I have no business being in this derby. Jump in my green car and have fun. And I'm like, are you sure? Because in my opinion, the best way to show up to the races is having a car ready for you.
Yeah.
But she said otherwise. She goes, I didn't deserve this, you do. And I jumped in it. And I think it's going to work for me.
Yeah. So we got 2 of us that are going to be in this Demolition Derby.
Mainly the thing that I have to always look for is, who's... And same with you. When we get these strangers' vehicles, they're set up for them. So you got to adjust the seat if there's any adjustment. Sometimes you can't because there's a bar welded behind you. You got to make sure the seat belts, if there are any custom seats.
Which is why I ended up in the 05.
Yeah, because I was going to jump into that one, and then you were going to get the car
17 that ended up blowing a transmission.
But I couldn't fit. The seat belts just couldn't fit around my waist. So the car that I am going to jump in for the Derby, I tested it out. We're good to go.
We're good to go.
Just a few things before it. My car had blown a radiator in the Enduro race because he slammed into the back of somebody. In your car,
I busted a radiator too. So
and
you're gonna have to remind. Oh, it's a Honda.
No,
what?
the other pedal.
Oh, he mentioned this. He said, by the way, you're gonna have to pump the brakes in this Demolition Derby. So that shouldn't be an issue.
Here we go.
You just got to pump the brakes. How many cars do we have lining up out there with us?
I think
I
saw 4 in the pits, and then I saw more rolling up. So I think we got 7 or 8.
This is going to be a fun derby, folks. A lot of rookies in this one, a lot of wild cards. It is time for the final event for us, and we'll get into why later, of Night of Destruction, Season 5 of the Low Budgets.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'll need more of the... I'm on the brakes.
Derby time. I'm in Fang's car. Shayla was supposed to drive this one, but the car that I was going to derby didn't make it out of the skid plate race. And now I'm in this one because Shayla really didn't care either way if she was going to compete tonight or not. So there you have it.
So now comes the Demolition Derby. Oh, good. So we have our 6 cars. That's all I was hoping.
Oh, by the way, this car does not have power steering. So once again, my arms will be noodly at the end of this derby. And I'll have very limited steering, quick steering, I should say.
Huh. 7. We have 7 cars. So nobody knows what cars Tommy and I are in, which is going to be funny. But that's the way it works sometimes. We're going to go for it. We're going to see if Tommy and I can get a win here, but this is going to be fun. Here we go. Live long and prosper, camera. This car's already overheating.
North south.
I have no brakes.
I have no power steering.
I have no brakes. I'm sliding down. Who's this car? Hey, we got 7.
Yeah. Where is the out of bounds?
I don't know. I don't know.
Of course, I'm always stuck on the paint.
Have fun.
You do.
Have a good one.
I do.
The car looks good.
It's a piece of shit.
I know the feeling.
It's the last call for it.
Yeah? Well, good luck. See ya!
My car quit! Go, Jeffrey, go! Damn it! Worry about the big car, the white one.
Nice hit. Good hit.
Yeah, burn it down. Burn it down.
The hardest derby I've ever driven, I don't have brakes. So I have to pound the pedal. Nice hit. What?
Go, 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 go! Go! Let him set action. Never mind. Okay, I hit him in it. Jeffrey got it!
Jeffrey? That looks like my boy.
There's a camera on the car. Oh, Tommy got up there too.
Maybe it was on the other one.
Bruce Landers, did you have names up there?
I have names, but not through 05.
Yeah. You want to take a shot at who was driving that thing? This might surprise you.
How about Tony or Bob?
That was close. How about Jeffrey from Low Budget TV? Jeffrey Best, what's the Demolition Derby? This was one of the best men in my wedding, so this is exciting. This is like when I said my vows and Jeffrey reached over and told me not to crash, except for the exact opposite. Hey, congratulations. Have you won a derby before? I'm trying to think.
I have. I've won a couple, but this was such an interesting scenario because I didn't know this man set this car. I literally didn't have a gauge to do it. So at this time, I didn't have any brakes in the entire derby. I was having a yank that you brake. I mean, at that point, you guys can't see me fly all over the place.
Why do you need brakes in a demolition derby?
Just because I wasn't so afraid of the cars I was going to hit, but we have people standing around, and that's the only concern I had, but it all worked out. Folks, I was talking with you guys during the autograph session. Are you guys having a good time tonight? Good, because that dude was scary really hurt.
Well, congratulations, Jeffrey. My God. Hey, are you sure they're racing too?
We're going to try. We'll see if we can get my own puppy out here.
Did Sarah bring some Advil for you?
I hope.
I hope too. Bruce Landers, you ready to join the race?
And I really like to
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm talking you have to because you're second and third. I'm not used to that. We gotta work on that. Who's second? Raise your hands. Go ahead, Nate. Nate, did you think you had it in the end?
You know I did, and then the battery cable popped in, so I couldn't start it. So.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Night of Destruction, Season 5, the finale, is concluded. And I'd say it ended pretty good.
I feel like it worked out pretty well for you.
Pretty good.
Congratulations, another Demo Derby win.
Oh, man.
That one looked like you had to work for it. You know, going into this race, or this derby, I should say, maybe feeling a little overconfident, but I was strapping into this car, my green car, before that derby, and I'm like, you know what? One of us are going to win. And the reason why is because we didn't have Johnny, we didn't have Adam, our biggest rivals out there, to compete with. And that's not necessarily a good thing because the competition is great. But it wasn't a bad thing because it made maybe your win just a little bit easier. Except for, I was surprised sitting in that infield watching that derby go on. You had to work for that one.
Yep.
You had to work harder than I expected you would.
Yeah, so the one thing that it's hard to do in demolition derbies, but it's natural to do, is whenever you have someone new to the derby scene show up, you automatically kind of put them down a level. And, in your head, you go, this person's not going to be as competitive. In the reality of it, rookies oftentimes end up in victory lane in these because they don't know what not to do. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that actually ends up having them slam into the right spot, hitting harder than they thought they were going to hit. They don't know what they're doing. And so in this scenario, we had a lot of rookies out there, and they were hitting hard.
Yeah, we had a lot of mixed up cars, too. It seemed like the track was a little desperate for cars, or maybe they just don't check anymore, because some of those compact cars grew quite a bit.
Got big.
But that's not even the point. Maybe someone like Flipper being in that big, like Buick or whatever he had is a good thing because Flipper knows better. He's been in these demolition derbies. He knows that if he's lining up a hit and he's going to smash that gas, that he's going to watch for that driver's door to move last minute and he'll hit the brakes. But some of the rookies, if you put them in that spot, they just know to slam. They might not pay attention which side of the car they're hitting on and everything. Makes them a wild card. But yeah, Jeffrey, you had some competition in that one.
Oh, absolutely. And going at them, there were some hard hits I took in that derby. And there's a difference between a hard hit and a weird hit. And weird hits are the ones that actually hurt.
Yeah.
It's the one where you get hit in an angle and it kind of flings you in a weird spot. I had that a couple times where I was hitting my head up against the door bar.
Yeah.
And so, there were a couple of instances like that. But Tommy, I'll tell you right now, the next time any driver ever tells me all you got to do is pump the brakes, I'm telling them that they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Because that car had literally no brakes. No brakes. I am so dead tired. My legs are killing me after this derby.
Oh,
Not because
man.
I was hitting stuff. I put my foot to the floor, and the car rolled like I didn't do anything. I yanked the e-brake. I mean, that's why I kept rolling out of the arena. I had my hands on the e-brake longer than I had them on the steering wheel during this derby.
I've never derbied without brakes, but I have derbied with a stuck throttle. So
yeah,
I guess I've had the opposite.
The
stuck throttle is still a little bit more controlled because you use the brakes to slow yourself down.
But I had to, while the car's rolling and everything, I had to throw it into reverse to get me going the right direction.
Man,
it was probably the hardest demolition derby I've ever had to drive for that reason. And
the more physically demanding yourself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And so it was really hard to control that car, but it worked out, ended up in victory lane. And the best part about this is that we had people in the stands. The staff at the track know us. Nobody knew you and I made it in that race because we were doing all those car swaps. We were I was 00. You were 96 on the sheet. Mm-hmm. You ended up in a 9 car. I ended up in a 05 car.
Yeah.
So they're like, who are these guys? Mm-hmm. They didn't know that you or I were in the race until we got out.
Exactly.
So even the announcer, Jason, we were the best men at his wedding, had no idea.
He was surprised.
He was like, oh, hello. So it was a super wild. What happened to you out there in the derby?
It's not worth talking about.
Is it that crappy?
No. We sandwiched the field as far as the results go. I was the bun on the bottom side. Jeffrey was on the top side. Yeah, my car, it had a blown up radiator, and I am pretty sure Fang, if I know him well enough, to have that happen on lap 1 of 20.
Yeah.
And he probably ran 25 laps, so meaning 5 extra, on basically a motor without any coolant. So when I got into the car, it didn't last long. Because the derby started and I punched the gas.
Well, to be fair, most cars you get into don't last very long. So.
But when I punched the gas, I was like, okay, what do you want me to do? And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's because
the car was unsure of itself.
Yeah, okay. And I put it in reverse going down the hill to get a speed at a good hit. And let's just say I could have hit harder if I used gravity with a shopping cart. So, yeah, that car, hey, it was fun. And thank you, Fang, again, for allowing us to derby that car.
Yeah, that was cool.
We'll never say no when you give us a car to smash.
Absolutely.
It's just that car had its fun when he was driving it.
So that was a great way, honestly, a weird way, but a great way to finish off the 5th season of the Low Budgets. The Demolition Derby was not the last event of the night, and we're going to now get into why that we weren't in the trailer race. Now, you were supposed to end up in the police car. They wanted it destroyed, but naturally, communication lacked you getting into that car.
Yeah, there's so much that goes on between a short staff there on these non-destruction events that, yeah, we talked about it, and I was going to drive the cop car. I stood around down low on the infield after the Derby, expecting to see it come up and be delivered to me, because that's happened before, but it never showed up. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just watch it.
Right.
So maybe I get to, I don't know, that the driver in that car tried to destroy it, but he tried it a little too late when there's nothing left to hit. So maybe I will get to destroy that when a new car comes in.
There you go. Now, so you intended on only driving that. Shayla did not plan on running the trailer race.
Yeah, her car's still busted up from a couple of events ago.
I did plan on running the trailer race to an extent. Problem, my battery was dead. The jump box was not charged enough. I couldn't get my car to start. I even, at one point, rolled your car over. The trailer race had begun. I drove your car over, tried to jump start it. I could not get that car to start up. Oddly enough, it looks like it's now holding fuel. So I don't know what we did that fixed that. But, just an issue that happened. And it's one of those that you kind of have to sit back and go, it's okay. You know, we only had a little bit of time to work on these cars.
And we're going to have another Night of Destruction coming up.
We do. We absolutely do. We have a new season that's going to be upon us. We're going to have some fun and figure out whatever the heck. We were going to try to do something funny with the trailer. We'll see if we ever get the opportunity to actually run it. But yeah, so that's going to end up being the end here. And what I'm going to do right now, Tommy, is we're going to throw some highlights of this trailer race, because it was wild. It was crazy. They decided to put trailers sitting in the middle of the track. Here are the highlights from the trailer race. I'm not expecting much. It was funny. The megaphone got caught on the steering wheel on the last Derby. I had to rip it out. That worked out. All right. I don't know what I'm expecting, but here's hoping. Well, it didn't start. Hopefully Tommy can tear it up out there for telly. It's a wrap. Night of Destruction. The final Night of Destruction of Season 5 of the Low Budgets. Hey, we finished it out with a victory, so hell yeah. That was a hard-hitting derby. Oof. But I've had worse. Good night. So that was the trailer race. Some of the highlights you saw there. We tore some stuff up, as we always do. Unfortunately, you and I couldn't be on track for it, or Shayla. But we definitely had, Tommy, like I said, a weird way to end our season, but it still kind of ended on a high note. I'm leaving with a trophy that says I finished first place in the Demolition Derby. I'm sore, but I definitely had I still had a fun night. Can't complain. And we have a car that is still waiting for its potential redemption, which is the Rainbow Dash car that only took a hit or two in the last Demolition Derby. So we have a lot coming up. But Tommy, Season 5 of Low Budgets. Once again, we sat back and did not know how the future was going to turn out. At one point, we did know. We knew, as we were told, that the track was not going to come back. However, you didn't hear us mention that much because we didn't believe it.
We're very stubborn when it comes to those type of things.
And
we will wait until they lock the gates, and then that's when we'll realize.
Honestly, they'd have to bulldoze the place before I'd be like,
oh, damn, it is going to happen. But it's not going to happen. Thankfully, don't listen to what Tommy Lasorda said. And
Tommy Lasorda.
I cannot wait.
It's so sad that this track's getting torn down.
That's what he said. But I cannot wait for the new season to come up. Who knows, man? Maybe we can make all of them. Maybe we can make some. But either the ones that we make, we'll hopefully make a good time out of it.
Absolutely. Now, Tommy, this season, we saw another kind of shift for the low budgets. But what did you see? How did you interpret this whole season?
The whole season was, again, that shift. I think the biggest thing was that you and I, full-time jobs. In the past, I was working at the track, so I was easily able to sneak over and do a couple of things or a little after work. Now we're at the point of our lives where we have a full-time, you and I job elsewhere, and the only times we're going to be able to work on these things is when we make time. And when we make time, we're short another time. So it's still going to be tough. I think that perseverance was the biggest key for this year, Jeffrey. I think that, maybe we didn't put in as much effort, but we still got a lot out of the results and at some of the unexpected, crossroads.
Yeah, there were a lot of moments this season where we laughed at the end of a Night of Destruction going, I don't know how we did it, but we made every event we planned on making.
And then there was those nights where we're like, damn.
Yeah. And
we'll try harder for next time.
That's part of it. For us, the mindset, and we've mentioned this a few times, but the mindset for us going forward is that we don't have the time, as much time to put into these cars, but it doesn't mean we're not going to try.
Of course not.
It just also means we're not going to be that upset when certain things happen, like this Night of Destruction. We made 2 events.
2 events and not that many laps of those events. But,
right.
Another thing that helps too, as much as we hear that the track kind of gets some slack a little bit from people saying, oh, there's too many events, they might get burnt out. That's helping us.
Yeah, it is.
Again, like after tonight, if that was the last event for half the year, you and I would be bumming.
Yeah.
You'd be down, we'd be pissed, we'd be angry. But knowing that we're going to have another season start up very soon, it's like, okay, well, we'll give it another shot this time around.
So stay tuned. There's certain to be a lot more characters to destroy, a lot more fun to be had. Real quick, Tommy, the people we got to thank.
People we got to thank, for one, the track, 211 Entertainment, and Irwindale Speedway. We got to thank Pick Your Part for always sneaking a few cars over to our team. We got to thank the staff at the track, Mike Atkinson for one, Hugh Schenkel, and those people all helping make this event and that night super special, Jeffrey.
Yeah, and a shout out to Team 211 that managed this track from the onset of this series. The Low Budgets has always been under the Team 211 management. They're the ones that brought the track back in 2013, and they saw it through all the way to here. And a big thank you goes out to them.
Yeah.
They definitely let us get away with a lot.
Always got to thank Lee's Batteries for keeping those things started until we destroy them.
And to Lee's credit, our battery issues aren't his fault.
Never.
They're all our fault. We need to swing by Lee again. We need to
I think we need to just tell Lee to. You know what we ought to do? Just bring all of our batteries to Lee on Sunday night, and then pick them up Saturday morning for the next race.
We should, absolutely.
And S&J Towing, you're still rocking one of their cars.
They can't believe it. They're like,
yeah,
that thing's still running? Yeah, that car's still going, and maybe missing a few brake pedals and whatnot, but hey.
All of the fans and all of you viewers, all of you supporting the low budgets, you're the reason why we do it.
Yeah, so a big thank you to you guys. This is going to be our last installment where we'll see you here for Season 5 of the Low Budgets, but stay tuned. A highlight reel of all the major wrecks,
my favorite
of
part.
all the crashes from the season is going to be coming out soon. Thank you for joining us here on Season 5 of the Low Budgets. It has been an absolute pleasure, and Tommy, we'll see what kind of trouble we could get into next time.
Oh, with the new management, I think we're going to jail.
Good night, everyone.